Rejoining me now to discuss Mica Mosbacher and Betsy Woodruff. Mica, there's a report out that even if Ted Cruz comes in third, his campaign thinks he'll get at least more than half the delegates, even before the folks there vote. What do you think the impression is when people hear that kind of stuff?
I think they see a winner.
First, you don't think they see a cheater? They don't see someone who's bending the rules? You don't think that they see that their vote won't count?
No, he outmaneuvered Donald Trump, which was kind of a wake-up call for him. It took months to get the boots on the ground in Iowa and months to get the boots on the ground in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania and in Indiana. And it's something you can't do overnight. So we have, for example, 23,000 Women for Cruz volunteers. We have a daily phone call. We talk about strategy, and we have activists and women in this party who are calling their friends and colleagues in these states and in the 18 congressional districts, for example, in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. Sorry, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I got you. So, yeah, Betsy, I mean, listen, it is the game. Donald Trump became famous with the art of the deal. A lot of people saying his big problem is that he didn't want to spend a lot of money. He has been unorganized, and maybe he took $1 in free TV time for granted.
Without a doubt, certainly. And the reality is that to win a presidential race, you kind of need to understand how the rules work. And all evidence indicates that Trump's team didn't grasp the importance of being competitive at some of these conventions where delegates got elected. They didn't grasp the importance of doing a lot of the nitty-gritty, granular, on-the-ground organizing that you have to do if you want to be competitive at a contested convention. It sounds like Trump and his team sort of got caught up in the moment, perhaps, over the past 6 months or so, started buying their own spin that they were inevitable and missed some of the really important nuts and bolts that successful campaigns do. That's going to be a liability for Trump at the convention, no question.
There's no doubt a few times that we kept hearing that we'd have we'll run the table after X, Y, Z, South Carolina and others. But on the other side of this, though, Betsy, the voter, particularly the apolitical person who just kind of feels like his or her vote does not count. Now, maybe they can be upset with Ted Cruz. Certainly they have to be upset with the system, no?
Certainly, but I mean, those voters are going to be extraordinarily upset when they find out about the Electoral College, when they figure out what happened in 2000. I mean, the reality is that these election rules are not as simple as you might be taught in a high school civics class, right? There's a bunch of moving parts. They're kind of complicated. And yeah, the fact is, some voters in some states, their votes have more power and more influence on electoral outcomes than in others. I mean, look at Republicans in the Bronx. Republican votes in the Bronx are magic fairy dust compared to Republicans in other states.
Here's an article in the New York Times. There's a woman in the Bronx, a GOP voter, is like the most powerful Republican voter in the country. I forgot her name because there's so few of them. All right, I got to tell you, we keep hearing revolt on both sides of the aisle. This is the time, people. If you want to make a change, you better make it this time around. You know now how unrepresentative the system is. In the meantime, the question is, here tonight in New York, will Donald Trump get over 50%? Will he win all of the delegates? We're going to go back live to Trump Tower with my man Conal McShane when we come back.